Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. I thought I would do one more update before the final reveal. There isn't much left to do on this build now. Basically the base has got to be sorted and the figures have got to be painted. But when we left this from the last update, I said that I was going to try and do some weathering on the tank transporter, and what I wanted to achieve was some streaking down the sides of the vehicle. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out as I wanted it to, and I've got to be honest, I'm quite disappointed with the result. I think I would have been better leaving it as it was. I think it looked much better without the weathering that I have done on it. So I'll get the tank transporter now and we'll have a look at it together. So as you can see, the results of the oil paints and obviously the thinners has left the cab particularly in a dusty kind of effect. What was happening was, if we look at the cargo area, when I was doing that, I wiped too much of the oil paint off, so left very little on there, and I noticed that the varnish was starting to become grainy, as if the thinners was reacting with it and starting to pull it off with the brush. So when I moved on to this area, the cab and so on, two mistakes I made there. One is I think I put too much oil paint on. So what happened was, it wasn't I wasn't painting down small spots in order to create the streaking. I was almost like covering the whole surface with paint, although of various colours. And the other thing was, because of the concern I had in this point, I didn't take enough off. I was worried that I was putting too much thinners on and it was going to react with the varnish again. So I let it dry for a bit, and then I went back with some more thinners and tried to take some more off, but really it's left it in this with this dusty appearance. Now it doesn't look, it isn't ruined on looking at it on camera. It's just not the look I was looking for. I wanted to have, just as I say, like a streaking effect, like rain had been running down the sides and down the sides here and down the doors, and perhaps being drawn back that way across the top of the cab. And what I'm left with is like a dust effect over the whole thing. So as I mentioned, I've glued the doors open because of that gap that you could see if the door was actually closed. And for all intents and purposes, really, this the vehicle now is finished. I may try and add some stowage to it just to give a bit more interest, but apart from that, I think it's done with now. So let's move on to the trailer. So here's the trailer, and again, well, this was done slightly different because I hadn't got the sides that I wanted to try the streaking on. All I did with this is threw some the pigments, just dust pigments over most of this. And as you can see, I've almost achieved the same effect with the pigments as I have on the cab, where it's just overall dust effect. You've got some of the pigments gathering in the corners and things like that, which is fine. The other thing I did was I added some flat earth to the boards here, and if I bring these down, you'll see that I've put some flat earth on those as well. So that's the trailer, but I've got to be honest, I think when I show you the M40, I prefer the look of that over what I've achieved with the actual tank transporters. So here's the M40, and what you see here is what the M19 looked like before I started trying to do that streaking effect on it with the oil paints. And I think I prefer this look, to be honest. I wish I'd have stayed at this point with the M19. I like the chipping that I've managed to achieve. I've done some highlighting with stippling a lighter colour on these panels, these flat panels, just to give a variation of dark around the raised areas. What I managed to do on this, although I don't think you can see it on camera, is the vision ports. I painted those as well with I think it was Prussian blue and black grey, and I just wanted that blue tint to the vision ports. I quite like the look of these the hydraulics here, where the tube is shown shiny because of obviously the gun elevating and what is it, de-elevating. This was achieved again with, I think, black grey and Vallejo's aluminium, and it tinted the aluminium slightly, and then also it kind of dulled it as well, from a shiny aluminium to a matte aluminium, and I really like the look of that. If I just move this around a bit, you can see the back there. You will notice that I've got a piece missing here. I didn't realise until a couple of days back. There should be a flat piece that the crew stand on when they're firing the 155mm. That comes down with this support, what would you call that? I don't even know what you would call that, shovel. So it would come down at the same time, and then when this is retracted it pulls up as well, so it forms the back of the crew area. I did do the damage. I don't know whether you can see it particularly well. Just highlighted some of the that's better. Some of the areas where things were broken off, and again highlighted some of the raised area with that lighter green, and you can see the chipping a bit better there as well. And that's why I think this looks better than the actual tank transporter. I just love the look of this. But the overall picture, if you like, I'll show you now so you can get an idea of what this is going to look like. As I say, there's very little to do now. So there you go, guys, there it is. And what I wanted to do is have a variation in the colour between this vehicle and the actual gun carriage, because I just, because they one may have been in theatre longer, one may have been in a particular part of Normandy or wherever, and the other one has been elsewhere, so weather conditions may have been different and all that, just to give a variation of the olive drab that you can achieve. And I didn't want it all uniform. So as I say, the next step is to add that bit to the back of the M40, and then I'm using the Matchbox base in order to base this up. I've started work on that. All I've done is use some PVA and some very fine grit to give an idea of dirt and certain parts of it, and then once that's dry I'll spray that black, start painting it up in the various earth tones, and then I'll add tufts of grass just to break it up a bit. So I've moaned a bit about messing things up, but it is what it is, and I don't think it's completely knackered. I just didn't achieve what I wanted to, and that just comes down to lack of experience of using oil paints to do my weathering. Right, I hope your week is going well. It's Wednesday and just 2 days left, and then it'll be the weekend, which I'll be thoroughly looking forward to. I hope you're all well, guys. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Stay safe, and I'll catch up with you soon.